Good afternoon. So this is my fifth video. In the last video, that is fourth video, I was discussing about the settlement of pile foundations, and I explained the things. But while solving the problems, I couldn't complete it because of some technical problems. Video recorder didn't work properly. So once again, I will repeat that problem. So sketch roughly I have given you. So sketch you have to follow whatever I have given in fourth video. So now 3000 load here is acting. So we are here finding the total settlement. So for finding total settlements, we have divided into three layers. First layer, second layer and third layer. For the first layer, the height is 4 meter. For the second layer, it is 4 meter. And the third layer, again it is 5 meter. So now, settlement is given by the formula I have given you, that is CC H divided by 1 plus E naught log 10 into sigma naught plus delta sigma by sigma naught. This was the formula. I think I did first layer full also there. Anyway, once again I will repeat. Now you see how CC can be found by, as I told you, CC is equal to 0.009 into WL minus 10, and 0.009 liquid limit is given 16 in the problem, minus 10. If you simplify this, you will get it as 0.45. For the first layer, H is 4 meter. Now this is sigma naught. So first layer, center of the first layer, from the ground layer we have to take. Up to here the height is 7 meter, as we have taken 2 by 3rd of the height, that everything I told you there. So now 7 meter plus center is 9, 7 plus 2 9, so gamma is 16, so 16 into 9, this is 144 kilonewton per meter square, 144 kilonewton per meter square. This also I told you, 144 kilonewton per meter square. This also I told you. Now the question is, now what is delta sigma? To calculate delta sigma at the center of the length, what is this length you have to calculate? As these are opening with angle 30 degrees here. So I want this length. This length is 5 meter already. This length is 5 meter. I want this length. So this length is equal to tan 30 is equal to opposite by base. So this height is at the center means 2 meter. This height is up to 2 meter. The center we are taking means here we are taking. So this height is 2 meter. So tan 30 is equal to, if you take this as x, opposite by base 2. So tan 30 is equal to x by 2. So x is equal to 2 tan 30. X is equal to 2 tan 30. You see here, one you have to add, another here. So breadth becomes 5, the center is 5, plus 2 times 2 into tan 30. 2 times 2 into tan 30. You calculate this one, and delta sigma is equal to Q is 3000 divided by this value B square. Whatever this you calculate, this you will get. And from that, delta sigma is equal to 56.4 kilonewton per meter square. 56.4 kilonewton per meter square. This one we did. And after this, you substitute all the values. After this, you substitute all the values here. So now, rho 1 is equal to 0.45 into height is 4. E naught is given in the question itself, 1 log base 10 into 144 plus 56.4 divided by 144. This is equal to 0.129 meter, or rho is equal to 12.9 centimeter. Rho 1 is equal to 12.9 centimeter. This is for first row. This is for first row. Now, similarly, you go for second row. When you click second one, for second layer, sigma naught is equal to gamma into Z2. So second layer from the ground level is 7, gamma is 16, 7 plus 4 first layer, and center of second is 2, and it is going to be 208 kilonewton per meter square. 208 kilonewton per meter square, and area at the midpoint is B is equal to width is 5 plus 2 into 6 into tan 30, and delta sigma naught is equal to Q by D square, and if you calculate all these things, delta sigma, you will get 21.1 kilonewton per meter square. Substituting all these values once again in the formula, rho 2 is equal to 4 into 0.45 divided by 1 plus 1 into log 10 into 208 plus 21.1 divided by 208. So you will get rho 2 is equal to 0.038 meter. 0.038 meter. Or if you convert this into centimeters into 100, and it is going to be 3.8 centimeter. It is 3.8 centimeter. Now we shall move for third layer. The formula remains same for the third layer also. Formula remains same. Here it becomes gamma into Z3. So third layer means you see up to here 7. Then first layer is 4, second layer is 4, third layer 5, but center point you take 2.5, 7 plus 4, 11 plus 4, 15 plus 2.5, like this you have to take. So this is 16 into 7 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2.5, and sigma naught is equal to 280 kilonewton per meter square. And area at the midpoint here is 5 plus 2 times, see here from the base you are taking, so this becomes 4 plus 4, 8 plus 2.5, 10.5. 2 into 10.5 into tan 30, B is this much, and delta sigma is equal to Q by B square. Q is given to you 3000. B you take, square you make, and this is going to be 10.24 kilonewton per meter square. 10.24 kilonewton per meter square. And you substitute in the formula again. Rho 3 is equal to Cc H divided by 1 plus E naught log base 10 sigma naught plus delta sigma naught divided by sigma naught. So now Cc is 0.45, H is 5 meter here, 1 plus 1 log 10, sigma naught is we have calculated 280 plus delta is 10.24 divided by 280, and if you simplify this one, so you are going to get If you simplify this one, you are going to get 0.017 meter, which is nothing but 1.7 centimeter. Now total settlement is equal to rho 1 plus rho 2 plus rho 3. This is equal to 12.9, 3.8 plus 1.7, and finally it is 18.4 centimeter. This is the settlement of the group of the piles. Settlement of the group of the piles. Actually, this problem I should have done in the last video itself, but I couldn't complete that. So once again I solved it here. So please go through this. This is similar to what we did in shallow foundation. Almost all same method, consolidation settlement we did in the first part, no, while calculating bearing capacities, all these things. So same procedure is there. So now we shall move to the next topic, that is negative skin friction. So next is negative skin friction. It is very important to be asked in the MCQs and many interviews also. So first of all, you should know what is negative skin friction. Just to see here, this is a pipe. Okay. Now this pile is there, so this is the ground level. Here load is applied, as sometimes vehicle also move here. Sometimes seismic loads occurs. Okay. Now here, this is the topsoil. This is the topsoil. Suppose this topsoil is dense and well compacted. This topsoil is up to here, it is dense and well compacted. When it is dense and well compacted means when this load is acting here, or when surcharge loads are acting here, when this load acts on this pile, of course on the soil also, so settlement of pile as well as soil takes place. When load acts on this pile, of course soil is also there surrounding, so there will be settlement of soil as well as pile will takes place. This is sure. Suppose if this is dense and compacted, the settlement of this pile will be more. Compared to the surrounding soil, the settlement of this pile will be more, and this will try to settle more comparing to the surrounding soil. And when this time, because this is dense and compacted, this is not going to settle that much compared to this one. So this is going to settle, and because of this one, motion is towards this side of settlement, there will be frictional force will be developed between soil and pile. Because of this, frictional force will be developed, and here load bearing capacity and bearing resistance will be there in the end. So now frictional force will be opposite of this one, and this is the ideal condition. So automatically whatever the load bearing capacity is there, this pile is going to resist and it acts. But the question is now, suppose instead of this, now instead of this dense and compacted soil, suppose now some loose soil is there, or fresh fill is there, or some loose sand is there, then what happens? You see here, when this load acts here, or when surcharge loads acts on this one, there what happens? This soil will settle more faster than this pipe. Soil will settle more faster than this pipe. Means settlement of soil will be more, and more than this pipe. So when this is coming downwards, up to here, wherever the fresh soil is there, let us take this length as LC. So up to here, the frictional force will be also like this only. The frictional force will be like this only, and this frictional force which is acting downwards towards with the soil and pipe both are settling, the friction will act downwards, and this friction is called negative skin friction. This is called negative skin friction. पुन्हा एकदा सांगतो बघा. The thing is, जेव्हा हे soil compacted आहे, dense आहे, लोड ऍक्ट करते पाईलवर, तर पाईल सेटल होणार आणि पाईलचं सेटलमेंट सॉइल पेक्षा जास्त राहणार आणि फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन, स्किन फ्रिक्शन जे राहणार ते ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन मध्ये राहणार. बट when this is loose and newly fresh fill is there, even many times after construction of soil, newly fresh fill is there, at that time what happens? When load applies here, then settlement of pipe as well as soil will move further faster than this pipe. So at that time friction is also act towards downwards, and such friction is called negative skin friction. So this is not at all, good here, because load bearing capacity will be reduced. When this will come out downwards, so load bearing capacity of pile will be reduced here. And this will take place when surcharge is more or load is more, first thing. Second, sometimes dynamic loads will act, or seismic load, earthquake will take place. At that time also this may happen. And third one very important is lowering of groundwater also. Whenever lowering of groundwater takes place, so pore water pressure will be reduced. So pore water pressure will be reduced, means effective stress will be increased. When effective stress is increased, at that time also such negative skin friction comes into existence. Negative skin friction comes into existence. Of course, nowadays some remedies they are trying to find by applying some paints, different types of soils to the pile. This negative skin friction to some extent can be reduced. Now, we have to take the formula for finding this negative skin friction. So negative skin friction is nothing but downward drag of soil and pile, and where the frictional force will act upwards. So now for single pipe, first we shall find the negative skin friction, and first I will take here for cohesive soil, and this side it is cohesionless soil. This side it is for cohesionless soil. For cohesive soil, this skin friction is given by P LC into CA. Remember the formula. For cohesive soil, this is given by P into LC into CA, where P is equal to perimeter of pipe. P is equal to perimeter of pipe. LC is equal to length of pile incompressible. Length of pile incompressible soil, that is the top portion up to which where the fresh fill is there, or not compacted soil is there. Then CA is equal to This is given by alpha into Cu, where alpha is equal to, you know, adhesion factor. Alpha is equal to adhesion factor, and Cu is equal to undrained cohesion. Cu is equal to undrained cohesion. This is the formula PLCCA, where P is equal to perimeter of pipe, LC is equal to length of pipe in compressible soil, Ca is equal to alpha into Cu, alpha is adhesion factor, and Cu is undrained cohesion. This is the formula for finding negative skin friction in cohesive soil. And in case of cohesionless soil, Fn is given by half P, same perimeter, LC square, same length up to compressible soil, gamma is the unit weight, K into tan delta, K into tan delta. Up to here, this is the unit weight, this is the length, this is the perimeter, K is the new term, K is equal to lateral earth pressure coefficient, lateral earth pressure coefficient, and delta is equal to angle of friction between soil and pipe, and this is taken as 1 by 2 to 2 by 3 of 5. 5 is angle of shear resistance, you know it. So 1/2 to 2 by 3 of 5 is taken as delta. So this is the formula for finding negative skin friction in cohesionless soil. Half into P into LC square gamma K tan delta. Half P is perimeter, LC is length up to compressible soil, gamma is unit weight, and here K is lateral earth pressure coefficient, and delta is angle of friction between soil and pipe, and which is taken as 1 by 2 to 2 by 3 times of 5. So this is the formula for single pipes. This is the formula for single pipe. Now I will take the formula for group, negative skin friction for group. So negative skin friction for piles in group. So now Fng is equal to, first one is N into Fn. Fn means negative skin friction in single pile. So multiply by number of piles, you will get the group pile. Same as we did in design also, when groups. Second is Fng is equal to CuLC Pg plus gamma LC Ag. CuLC Pg plus gamma LC Ag, where all the things here you take down. N is equal to number of piles in group. Pg is equal to perimeter of group. Gamma is equal to unit weight of soil. And Ag is equal to area of pile group. Within Pg, area of pile group. So What you have to do? First of all, you have to find negative skin friction in single pipe, multiply by n times. This is one thing. And second thing, using this formula you take, and higher of these values you have to take for design. Higher of these two values you have to take for design. You have to take for design. Got it? So now you should know what is negative skin friction and what are the formula for negative skin friction in single pile for cohesive soil as well as cohesionless soil, and this is the formula for group. This is the formula for group. So one problem you will take, you will come to know. A square pile group, a square pile group shown in figure passes through a recently constructed field. The depth of fill N is equal to, we take LC also, 3 meter. The diameter of the pipe is 30 centimeter. The diameter of the pipe is 30 centimeter. And the piles are spaced 90 centimeter center to center. 90 centimeter center to center. If the soil is cohesive, with QU equal to 60 kilonewton per meter square, QU is equal to 60 kilonewton per meter square, and gamma equal to 15 kilonewton per meter cube. Compute the negative frictional load on the pile group. This is the question, and figure given is like this. So 9 piles are there, and center to center distance is 90 centimeter. Okay, so recently fill is there. It is cohesive. So QU is given. QU is unconfined 60 kilonewton per meter square. Therefore, cohesion CU is equal to QU by 2. So you take this as 60 by 2 equal to 30 kilonewton per meter square. 30 kilonewton per meter square. Now, first of all, we have to calculate this into groups. So, first formula we shall use, that is Fng is equal to N into total number of piles into skin friction, negative skin friction through a single pile. N into single pile. And formula for single pile is, that also I have given you, and this is equal to number of piles into PLC into CA. PLC into CA. Now you see here, Fng is equal to number of piles are 9 into P. Perimeter of the pile, it is 30 cm diameter. For a single pile, you have to find circumference into length. So circumference is pi into D, 0.3 into length. L is, length of the pile is how much? Length of the pile is up to, that one is 3 meter. So 3 meter, to fill it is 3 meter. Pi dl, so P into perimeter into length is over. Now CA is there. CA is equal to, C is how much here? C is equal to C because the result factor is not given. CA is equal to 30. It is 30. So 9 into 30 into pi into 0.3 into 3. And if you simplify this, Fng is equal to 763 kilonewton. This is equation 1. This is equation 1. This is equation 1. This is equation 1. Now we shall calculate by a second one, and piles in groups, it is given by the formula Fng is equal to CuLg into Pg plus gamma into Lg or Lc, whatever you take, into Ug. Now you see here, Pg means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 piles are there. They are like this. One spacing of 90 centimeter. So total breadth will be 2 into 0.90. Half diameter here means 0.30. So breadth is going to be 2.10 meter. Breadth is going to be 2.10 meter. So for the piles in group, now Cu is 30, length is 3, Pg is 4 sides are there, 4 into 2.10, plus gamma, gamma is 15, length is 3, area is, one side is of 2.10, 2.10 into 2.10. You simplify this, all these things. So it is 756 plus 198.45, and this is equal to 954.45 kilonewton. This is 2. So higher of these is this one. Therefore negative friction to be used in design is 954.45 kilonewton. So this is the problem. So this is the completion of fifth video. I have covered here negative skin friction. So in pile foundation, in the classroom I tell you, I started with pile foundation, I defined it, necessity of pile foundation I told you, then classification of pile foundation for different criteria, that also I told you, then 4 methods of finding load carrying capacity, dynamic and static. In dynamic I did Healy's formula as well as Usain formula, their problems in the classroom. Then I started static formula. Static formula is of single piles for cohesionless soil, then for cohesive soil also I did in the class. Then in the video classes I styled group action of piles, group efficiency by Canvas labor formula, by Feddel's rule. All these I have covered. 5 videos I have given you. In 5 videos I have given all these things. Group action, apart from this settlement of piles, apart from this I have taken negative skin friction. So this is a very, quantity wise also this is a very big chapter. So here almost all things I have covered except one is underringed piles, and next is cyclic pile load test. So pile load test that I also do. Pile load test is exactly similar to plate load test what I taught you. In the similar way you can go and read yourself, or in some other videos I will take those topics also. So in the next videos, from 5 videos are over, from 6 to 10, 5 videos from 6 to 10 will be totally on design of sheet pile walls, which is very important. Please go through those videos. Shortly I will release it. Thank you.